This is just like a clip from Death Proof, I think. Let's see. Gina Carano has revealed her first project after being fired from The Mandalorian. She'll play a woman hunting down a serial killer in a movie based on Eric Red's novel White Knuckle. I think this is... Is this the project she's doing with Daily Wire? D-Zug, thanks for gifting a sub.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quarter.
Why was she fired? Transphobic shit, weird right-wing comparing the plight, air quotes, of right-wingers to Jews during the Holocaust, you know. 65% to level 3 with like 10 seconds left, so it's probably not going to make it, but we did one earlier, so.
Ordering, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know someone who's having a wonderful day, and that would be the beautiful, the intelligent Gina Carano, as her first film project details come out, and it looks like there's actually some really big names attached to it. Gina Carano on her first...
Yeah, this is with the Daily Wire. I'm sure this Daily Wire Ben Shapiro produced film will do great.
Film project with the Daily Wire. It feels as I have wings.
That's true. She wasn't fired, she just wasn't rehired. Her contract was already over, and they were having preliminary discussions to maybe do a spin-off for Disney Plus with the character she played in The Mandalorian. And then she put her foot in her mouth and basically destroyed her whole career. So now she has to be in sort of the side of actors and actresses like Kevin Sorbo or Dean Cain that basically exclusively cater to chuds and creationists. Not a great place for your career to go. You'll get work, but it'll be terrible work that'll make you look like an idiot. Cool Cat says, I mean, Run, Hide, Fight was good for cheesy reasons. I heard it was terrible, but if you say so.
Just 6 months after exiting the hit Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, actress Gina Carano is gearing up for her first film project. Produced by the Daily Wire, Carano's film is said to pay homage to classics like True Grit, Duel and Breakdown. Gina Carano said in a statement, I feel completely ignited to be creating this thriller with the Daily Wire and Bonfire legend. I feel I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment of my life. Horror and screenwriter Eric Reed, by the way, from The Hitcher and Near Dark, is basing the script on the novel White Knuckle. Carano starred...
Gina was the worst part of The Mandalorian, right? She was, like, serviceable for the small part she played, but she wasn't... And again, I thought this before the, like, dumb shit she said. This is not just because I think she's, like, kind of a shitty person, or at least kind of dumb. I just don't think she's a good actress. I think she used to be, like, an MMA fighter or something. Or a wrestler. I don't remember. But, like, she's one of those people who comes from that world, which can either go really well or really badly. And I just don't think she works, but whatever.
Ours is a strong-willed, but...
I'm not saying she should never get work again. I just don't like her. I'm completely fine with the fact that Disney decided to part ways. UFC? Okay. Ronda Rousey route. Gotcha.
Traumatized woman who manages to escape a crazy long-haul truck driver. Upon reaching safety, she hires another trucker to help track him down and...
Oh, it's one of those movies. It's an homage where it's she's like on the highway and a trucker starts chasing her. Yeah, okay.
And his spree. After Disney fired her over a social media post,
Tea with Goblin says Singapore, if you're fired and transphobic, it's if you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. If you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. If you made some shitty tweets and get fired by elites, if you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. E-Tune says, I'm surprised Jeremy hasn't had anything to say about Free Guy yet. Too thinky for him? Did that come out? Is it only in theaters, or can I get that like on Amazon? Because I actually did kind of want to see that. I don't think it'll be great, but I like Ryan Reynolds and the idea is cute. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, Dean Cain went from Superman to regular guest on Louder with Crowder. Is this Gina's fate? Yeah. Purple Nickel says, now Ming Na Wen in Mandalorian, however, she can step on me. Ming Na Wen, I don't remember what character that is.
Toronto teamed up with, we already know. The Daily Wire's first film was Run, Hide, Fight, which was released in January, and resonated with audiences, earning a 93% positive.
Hold on. This is why you absolutely can't fucking trust audience ratings on any site ever. I just want to point this out. One sec. Like on IMDb, it's a 6.4 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 42% tomato meter and a 93% audience score. And this happens for tons of reasons and from various political perspectives. But any aggregated audience score, especially for a movie that involves any sort of political anything, like fucking Gina Carano, which is apparently political now because Chuds are mad that she got not rehired for being a Chud, it gets brigaded one way or the other, and it's always stupid.
Rating on Rotten.
What fucking website is he getting this from? The Post Millennial. So the site he's reading and sourcing from right now's top headline is, Trump asks, who or what will Joe Biden surrender to next? It's a right-wing rag. Good to know.
Tomatoes. Now, obviously, critics didn't.
It's the site Andy NGO works for. That makes sense.
Care for it, but I still haven't watched it. You guys keep telling me it's pretty decent, for what it is. But hey, I mean, the fans like it, so what do you want? Of course, the controversy was a springboard for Carano, where a national poll found that 72% of Americans disagreed with Disney's decision to terminate her. Casting directed David, from the Pale Door is set to be casting immediately. While the team is also in negotiations for a director, Carano is aiming for early 2022 release. With the first trailer slated to drop in February, the film will be exclusive to Daily Wire members and will be available worldwide.
You have to join Daily Wire in order to watch the movie? Oh, God. Colston says, I saw Ben Shapiro's movie. It wasn't bad, but its political message was so muted that it won't effectively change anyone's minds except Shapiro's own fans.
I mean, I think pretty good. Pretty good things. I hope that people don't kind of forget about the support that she needs. You could see she's exacting her revenge for firing just months after getting...
She's exacting her revenge on the largest media corporation in the history of the world by producing and starring in a shitty Ben Shapiro movie. Ooh. Imagine if, oh God, why can't I remember the name? What's that famous revenge film where the girl gets assaulted and then goes and murders all the guys? It's really famous. I've seen both versions, but I can't remember the name for some reason. Someone say it so I could... I Spit on Your Grave. Thank you. Imagine if I Spit on Your Grave was just... She, gets up and walks away after that. And instead of going to murder them all, she just wrote them strongly worded letters. Not even directly. Imagine she wrote in the local paper some sort of angry... letter. That's the level of revenge we have from Gina Carano here for damaging her career probably permanently and working with Ben fucking Shapiro.
Being canned from The Mandalorian, Gina Carano is making a return to the small screen by producing and starring in the revenge flick to be released by the Daily Wire. The Deadpool actress...
The Quartering Cringe compilation, Don't Mind If I Do...
previously hinted at a cinematic collaboration back in February, but hadn't divulged any details till now. I'm completely ignited to be creating this, the 39-year-old former cage fighter told Deadline of the ambitious new project. The yet-to-be-titled action film will feature Carano as a strong-willed woman. Good, obviously.
In literally any other context, Jeremy would say that's bad and SJW propaganda, but it's a woman whose political slant is the same as his. So that's good.
However, Carano...
Yeah, she's producing it. I think part of the agreement she made with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire gave her some behind-the-scenes control as well as acting.
Claims the upcoming,
because she's legit like the most famous actor or actress I think they have behind these movies currently.
on-screen venture has a smorgasbord of influences, including Dual Breakdown and True Grit. I'm happy for it. The film is one of several movies in the works from right-wing rag, the right-wing rag, which aims to make inroads in the film industry they perceive as dominated by woke politics. In 2020, Daily Wire made their cinematic debut, Run High Fight, a thrill about a high school student trying to save herself and her classmates during an active situation. The latest film marks Carano's first on-screen appearance since she was fired from Disney Plus series The Mandalorian for her, of course, Instagram post. I don't know.
I thought there were Twitter posts.
I think, well, first of all, I think that Gina's just fine. From a career standpoint, a money standpoint, she's, and I hope that she isn't blacklisted in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I doubt she is. Like, I thought her tweets were stupid, but I'm honestly a little surprised Disney even, like, got rid of her. Like, I don't think I like her as a person, and I don't think she's a good actress, but she may well get work in normal studios again. I don't know. Maybe even Disney at some point. Who knows? But, like, the right-wing persecution complex here is so funny. She could have gotten what is probably... How do I put this? If she had gotten a spin-off on Disney Plus, one of the most popular streaming services in the country right now, with upwards of 100 million subscribers, I'm not kidding, those are the numbers for Disney Plus right now, or close to it, last time I checked, and she had gotten to star in her own series, that would have been amazing for her career. And she threw it away to shitpost on Twitter. Really, really dumb.
Like, I don't know what...
She did it, and then they told her to stop, and then she did it again. Yeah, that's an issue. Disney can probably be like... If you fuck up once, and you're, like, working for Disney, I imagine they probably come to you, and they're like, hey, listen, we need you to not do this shit. Like, we're a huge media corporation, and what you do reflects upon us. So you need to tone it down, be a little more milquetoast or whatever. And I guess she just couldn't listen? That seems really stupid.
What kind of payday this Daily Wire deal is.
Gina was possessed by the evil version of Daddy Sume. That's just Daddy Sume.
And, how much of a long-term... thing.
HBO Max is better than Disney Plus. I'm not arguing which is better. They're both some of the most popular streaming services right now. I'm just talking about them.
Thing it's gonna be.
Pedro Pascal called her out directly. I did see that. Isn't Pedro's sibling trans or something? And it pissed him off? That's hilarious.
But I'm hoping that this is a good film. I hope,
Yeah, you don't want to piss off the star of one of the most popular TV shows on the planet right now. The Mandalorian is incredibly popular. And even though he wears the helmet the whole time, people would give a shit if they recast the Mandalorian. The performance is more than just, his face, or lack thereof, rather,
If you look, though, if you actually look, Gina's been in a lot of things, but as far as I know, not really a leading role.
Yeah, 'cause she's not a really good actress. She is suitable in certain supporting roles. Again, in The Mandalorian, for the amount of time she was in it, it was fine, right? I don't know if I could have watched a whole spin-off with her as the lead. She's just, like, stilted. I don't know.
So this will definitely be a new thing for her.
AMS Merlin, thanks for following.
How much or who's going to co-star in it.
Valatara, thanks for following.
The person who's doing the screenplay, has the right, the right pedigree, I think, to do something pretty good. There's also somebody...
Oh yeah, she was in Deadpool, wasn't she? She was she was a bad guy in Deadpool.
Who was on Bone Tomahawk, I thought, attached to this somewhere, but I can't find it anymore. I was looking for something.
I actually think she was better in Deadpool than she was in Mandalorian.
I don't know. One of these articles.
Maybe it's because she was a little briefer in the talking sections of Deadpool. Whereas in The Mandalorian, she had actual, like, scenes where she had to talk. I don't know.
One of these websites happened to mention it. On a personal note.
Less is more with her. That's how I'll put it.
I want to thank all of you for being so supportive to Gina. I know for a fact she sees it. I know she sees it on Twitter.
Bye Pagan Man, thanks for 2 months.
I know she watches videos. Obviously, she's got a lot going on, but...
She wasn't a character in Deadpool. I mean, she was a character in the sense that she was a henchman of the main bad guy. She was like the mini-boss before Deadpool fought the main bad guy. She did the superhero landing.
But she's out there, and I think that it's important that we support this film because...
And this, by the way, is why it's total horseshit. Whenever Jeremy goes on about, like, oh, Hollywood's so woke and people just go and see movies because there's queer representation or women representation and it's bullshit. He's telling his audience to do the same thing but in a chud way. He's saying, go and watch this movie on Daily Wire, not because it's necessarily going to be good or anything, but for political reasons. Go and watch this shitty movie because we don't like that Gina Carano got chastised by Hollywood and her bosses for being a shit.
I want alternatives to regular Hollywood stuff. I'm 100% fine watching a movie without, $150 million budget. I'm 100% fine with that. I think that...
Honestly, I think the age of, like, regular $150 million movies is not long for this world. Just putting it out there. Especially if theaters continue to go the way they are, considering I shouldn't say no one. A lot of people aren't taking COVID seriously and are anti-vax pieces of shit. Like Jeremy!
In fact, some of my favorite movies are basically no special effects, only practical effects.
Agreed.
Or very little at all. And, I'm hoping that my biggest fear is that it's going to be cheesy. That's my biggest fear. I really, really, really don't want it to be cheesy. When I hear this, like, oh, it's a conservative filmmaking company and they're handling it, you know what I think of? I think of, like, Hallmark Channel movies. I know that's not what the Daily Wire wants to do. I know that they're bringing in real talent, so I'm hoping that this is something that is good. It doesn't have to be amazing. My expectations for this film are like a 6.5 to 7.5 out of 10. I think that is how you measure success. I think it's important as viewers we understand that not to accept mediocrity, but to expect some growing pains. I mean, Hollywood's been doing this for 200 years or whatever, and these guys are pretty new at it.
Doesn't Jeremy cover the film industry for a living and he thinks movies are 200 years old? Does Jeremy know anything about the film industry that it's his job to discuss? What the fuck?
At it. And many of you said that Run, Hide, Fight was actually pretty decent. Maybe I'll finally make time to watch it this weekend. But I'm hoping beyond hope that this isn't a one-off for Gina, and I hope that by the...
Like, I think early Edison movies were the very, like, and I'm talking, like, proof of concept for the camera, for the motion camera, were in, like, the late 1800s, like the 1890s, and then the Edison Cameron projector in, like, the 1910s were starting to become a thing. Like, Jeremy, no, it's not 200 years old.
The way she doesn't, like, only have to make movies with the Daily Wire.
1888 was the beginning of film as we know it. Gotcha.
I hope that other studios will still give her work, because Lord knows that that Disney is not the bastion of morality anyway that they so claim to be.
I don't think anyone, except for maybe some weird neo-lib type people, think Disney is some bastion of morality. They're a giant corporation and they cater to their audience, and it so happens that the majority of their audience views gay and trans rights to be important, and therefore if one of their performers that they hire makes fun of that or is against that, their audience doesn't like that, and they're going to respond in kind.
And
they aren't any more woke than the general public, Jeremy. You're just a chud.
If you make it this far in the video, by the way, it's Friday. I'm going to ask you for a small favor, and that is that if you aren't already, please do subscribe. I'm 250 subscribers away from 1.14 million subscribers. I know growth is slow now at this level, but I know
I think it kind of just depends on the content.
That still like 40% of my viewers aren't subscribed. And I know that it's never going to be 100%, but there's a little red subscribe button down below the video. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Please consider subscribing. Even if you have to create an account, it'll take 2 minutes. We have to support each other, and this is a free way, absolutely free way to support me. So I hope that you'll allow me to earn it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Jeremy actually hasn't done a Brie Larson video in a bit. It's kind of a shame. Him and Rich at Review Tech USA are having some kind of feud. I don't know what it's about, but someone tweeted at me about it the other day. Yeah, I don't know the last time he did. I'm sure he'll ramp up with the Brie Larson videos as it gets closer to the Marvels movie.